Last week we completed the ring beam formwork, and this week we're hoping to get the rebar in to give it some strength and structure and stop the concrete from cracking, but the delivery is a little bit delayed, so hopefully it's going to arrive this morning. But in the interim, we've got something else that needs taking care of at the plunge pool.
Welcome to our swamp. This plunge pool has become absolutely vile. We've had a filter pump on order, but there's just been delay after delay, but eventually it came yesterday. So it's time to get that pump running.
Yeah, in all honesty, pretty disheartening seeing it in this way, considering how much effort went into this. Thankfully, it's nothing that can't be reversed. Well, this wasn't what I was expecting. The way that they stated the sizes for the inputs and the outputs on this filter is very different to what it actually is. They've got these really strange fittings that come with it, and I can look at that and tell you already that's not going to fit the pipe that they made out like it was going to. I think to get this working, we might have to get a bit creative. The bag of bits, it looks an absolute mess and makes us look very unorganized, but it's just a bag that we have full of spare, like plumbing parts, agricultural parts. We've got valves, couplers to join hoses. We've got plastic parts, metal parts.
You starting a shop?
Yeah, big parts, small parts. I'm hoping that with all of this together, we can manage to kind of muddle something together to get some hose to work on this. And then, yeah, next time I'm in the city, there's a big shop in the city that specializes in all this type of stuff. In the meantime, it's time to become Dr. Frankenstein and get this thing working. Well, somehow, I think it's a miracle. I think we've actually got everything to make this work. I'm a bit nervous about this monstrosity. Yeah, that is screaming leak to me. Got the PTFE tape. Hopefully that'll do enough to stop any water getting through. Let's give it a go. Feel like I'm getting out the Christmas decorations.
Okay, the generator's on.
Right, let's give it a whirl. Right, it's glugging through. Yeah, you can hear it filling up.
Yeah, I can hear it. I'm trying to feel for it in the pipe, but
it's got to go through all this first.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can feel it. I think we're getting a bit of a leak though on this one.
Right. Turn the pump on.
Pumps ahoy! Woo! We've got ourselves a water fountain.
We bought a couple of covers, one for the plunge pool, one for the bigger water tank up by the main house. And what that's going to do is keep things off the surface level of the water, going to hopefully reduce the temperature of it a little bit through the summer. And a big one is it's going to reduce the evaporation. So while the water in the plunge pool is being filtered and circulated, we're going to get this cover, and it needs just a little bit of trimming to get it to the right size.
And while Ricky very carefully undoes that delicate package, I'd like to say thank you to the sponsor of today's video, AG1. AG1 is a daily foundational nutrition supplement that supports whole body health, including the brain, the gut, and the immune system.
It's packed with goodness, containing 75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. It's gluten-free, which is essential for Victoria because she's celiac. It's also dairy-free, and it's vegan, keto, and paleo friendly.
We love that it boosts our focus and leaves us feeling energized throughout the day, which at the moment we really need with the tiny house build.
It also supports the immune system, which gives us peace of mind that we are getting comprehensive nutrition every day. So making this a daily habit was actually very easy. We drink ours every morning so we can start the day knowing that we've already given our bodies important minerals, vitamins, and probiotics.
Just mix 1 scoop or travel packet of AG1 with 8 ounces of water once a day and you're covered. It tastes good too, sweet and fruity.
Use our link in the description to get a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Thanks again to AG1 for sponsoring today's video. Now it's time to get this cover cut. So this type of cover is kind of like a posh bubble wrap. It's basically just little pockets of air, and that allows it to just float on the surface of the water. Because it has to float on the surface, we're going to hold off putting it on at the moment, because otherwise all that algae is just going to cling to our spanking new cover. You have no idea how much the mischievous inner child in me just wants to pop all these right now. So while the filter's running, circulating the water, I'm going to put through a treatment of algicide. That's going to kill off the algae. Also going to shock the pool with chlorine. That'll get the water nice and clean, and one step closer to be able to having a dip in it. 1.5 litres per 50 metres cubed.
I'm going to need a bit less than that.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't even a tenth of that. Honest review of the pump, I'm super impressed. It's very small, it's almost silent. Like, I don't know if you can even hear this. You can probably hear the generator in the distance louder than you can hear this. But yeah, very impressed.
Okay, that's in the corner. So we've got good news and we've got bad news. The good news is that we have got rebar now, but the bad news is that the delivery has arrived and it's incomplete.
Yeah, we're not really sure what's happened. I don't know if something's been lost in translation, because basically the rebar comes in 12-metre lengths, but because of being able to transport it, the merchant cuts it down into 6-metre lengths. So when you order it in 12, but then it arrives in like twice the number of units, if that makes sense. But when I ordered, we definitely got it right, because I saw the itemized bill, saw the price, but then you leave the office, and then when the person comes to deliver it, they give you your proper invoice and then you pay for it. Well, when it turned up, the order was short on the invoice, the order was short on the amount that we had to pay. Obviously the guy delivering it is just delivering it, so he doesn't know. So although we don't have all the rebar that we need, we have got everything we need to make the stirrups. So we're going to get all of them made. That's going to make life easier for us when it comes to putting all of it together. Where is it? So I've got the handy little angle grinder, and before we can bend these, we need to get all of this cut down to size. I'm wearing shorts, I'm getting sparks flying all up. That is not very health and safety.
Got singed leg hairs.
Yeah. Right, I need to get some trousers on.
It's actually quite an overcast, cool day today. Relatively cool, I think it's about 25. But it's a bit of a godsend in the middle of July, and not what we expected, so thank you. Ricky.
Catwalk.
Six, 27, oh, 28. How many more?
We need to do 130.
Okay.
So 130 rods cut. Next step is we need to bend them. Now, we've never bent these before. You sometimes see people with like special benches or special tools to do it. As to be expected, we're going to try something a bit more DIY.
It's safe to say that all of the clouds have now gone, so before anything else we need to get ourselves some shade cover. So our plan for bending these is basically just using our own strength.
Not quite like that, but we are actually going to use just our own power, obviously with some leverage. So when you see this happening on a construction site, most of the time they have like a big heavy duty workbench that then has kind of bracing, like small little braces sticking out. You then put your rebar in and bend it. We haven't really got anything like that that we can use apart from this big surface underneath our feet right here. This floor is quite wonky. It's got no damp proof course underneath it. So we are planning to destroy it and take it up. So what we're gonna do for now is use a plank of wood, drill some holes through this wood into the ground, put some rebar through the wood and the floor, and we'll put them in position so that it will clamp the rebar tightly, and then we can bend it around at either end. So you'll find out with us if this is going to work, but I'm quietly confident. Right, so the little jig is now done. So I'll just give you a quick explanation of how it works. So here we've got the 5 pins that we've just put in. They're very solid. So this is effectively the outside shape of our stirrup, and our stirrups are going to be square because of the way we've done the form for the ring beam. So what we will do, rebar slots in there, and then these ones effectively mean that when you then pull and put leverage around here, they will hold the bar in place so it can bend around this point. So all we'll be doing is bending, turning it around, putting it back in here. So once we've got a bend, we'll then have a 90 over here, and we'll bend this 90 and keep going until we've got the shape that we want. Right, only one thing to do, give it a go and get bended. Yes, Bendy Benderson. So that has worked a treat. Look how nice and square that is. Gonna have to make one modification. So you can see here, the ends, you bend back round, and we need to bend this 90, but then carry it on round so it basically comes in here. At the moment we can't do it because the pins don't stick out far enough, so I'm just going to try and pull them out a bit more, get that final bend.
Happy boy?
I think that's not too bad for a first attempt. Hopefully it'll be a bit quicker on the next one.
I hope so. 129 to go. Ricky relieved me from stirrup making duty about half an hour ago, so I've come up to the house to check on these little doggies and also to make us some nice refreshing watermelon. It's watermelon season at the moment, and you can tell because they're so delicious. Did someone order the Melon Express?
Oh, that looks so good. Oh, I need it right now as well. I'm absolutely knackered. Oh God, stink.
The gloves or you?
Both.
This is a life.
Thank you.
Oh, you do smell.
It's the gloves. Yeah, so I think we've done so far about 30-ish. It takes a little while. I don't really know, it's probably taken maybe a couple of minutes per stirrup. I think it's going to be a job that chip away at over the next few days. To be honest, I think I'm done for the day. All I can think about is demolishing this melon. It's a bit of a late start for me this morning. I've just come back from the builder's merchant trying to organise more rebar. So it turns out there wasn't any miscommunication at all like I thought with the previous order. They just simply didn't have enough stock, and just kind of sent what they had, but obviously I wasn't made aware of that. It's a bit of a bummer, to be honest, because they're not going to have any more stock come in for another week. So that's kind of scuppered our plans a bit for getting the ring beam done, and it's obviously going to delay it a little bit, but realistically there's not a lot we can do about it. It's just one of the realities of living in the countryside. There's only the one merchant that will actually deliver in this area, so we'll just have to wait. In the meantime though, still want to press on and try and get some more progress made. Victoria's working today, but she said she wants to come out later on and try and press on and get more of the stirrups done. Obviously I've got a bit of a shorter morning now because of going to the merchant, and it's getting blimmin' hot. It's already about 26, so I am going to try and press on and get some of the stonework done on the gables to fill in underneath the formwork for the ring beam, because that still needs doing. Don't really know how much I'll manage to get done given the temperature. I think it's going to be about 33 within the next couple of hours, so I'll try and go on for as long as I can. But at this moment in time, I'm trying to look at it as we might not be making as much progress as we want to, but progress is progress. Little by little, we'll get there. I am a sweaty mess after doing that, but that's one side done, which is good. When I first started doing it, I was trying to build the stones from kind of underneath where the ring beam's going to go and all the way to the inside wall. I did a few like that, filled some of the bigger holes, and then after that I simply just went in and started backfilling it and just filling right underneath the woodwork of the form. So much quicker. Managed to just absolutely gun through it at that point, so that is definitely what I'm going to do for the rest of the building. I can literally feel myself losing weight here because I've got so much sweat coming off me, and I would really like to take a dip in the plunge pool to cool off, but I'm not convinced that it's going to be clear enough yet. I had a quick peek at it this morning after it was filtering yesterday, and it's definitely a big improvement, but it's not quite there. But I've been running the filter this morning, so let's have a look and see if it's ready. It's not looking good. I'm going to stick the filter and the pump back on. I'm going to grab Victoria, get her opinion, see what she thinks. Do you want to come and see if this pool is swimmable and up to your standards? What do you reckon?
It looks a little bit milky. Not quite that crystal clear blue that would be appealing right now.
It's much better than it was, but I think it's still probably going to need another day or two. To be fair, we've not had the filter on for that long at a time, because we're running it off the generator. We've probably done a couple of stints of like 3 hours or so. So I guess we'll leave it running again this evening, come back again and do it tomorrow. Yeah, it's pretty milky, isn't it?
It is, but think about what it was before.
It's a shame because the temperature's lovely.
I don't know if I even want to go that deep. No! Oh no, Ricky!
What?
Look at it!
What do you think's going to happen? I'm going to become a mutant or something?
Could be.